easy to, receive, you know, likes from people, favors from people. People want to be around you. People want to date you. People want to have sex with you. People want to be associated with you. And obviously, it's easy to see it in women. And it's what I think he wants to talk about now. Is that she has that value because she's very beautiful and young. Men want to be around her. Men want to date her. People who have, a normal person might have to do, a lot, a lot of labor, a lot of work just to get some of the things that she would get in a heartbeat easily. And that's why life is not fair. That's why you have to put yourself in a position where you are able to request for the things that you want because you have that value proposition in a way that you can exchange value and give value to people, and they'll give you what you want as well. This life is about exchange, it's about transactions. Even if we don't explicitly say that it's about transactions, a lot of times we are transacting with each other, and nobody will want to have an unfair deal. If they feel like they do not really like what they see, they do not really like, you don't really have the value and the proper proposition to give, they would not want to associate themselves with you. That is why a lot of times when people decide to get jacked, when they start to look noticeably good, people want to be around them. People want to, so all of a sudden people are finding you attractive and want to be in a relationship with you. And it's something huge that people do not really pay attention to. What I'm talking about is the looks of a man. I feel like it is very, very important. Almost as important, if not as important as, when a man likes a woman. It is very important for a man to be attractive, because now, especially in today's society, I feel like women put a lot of priority on looks. It's not more like before for resources. Even though resources are very important, you need to know how to, be wanted by a woman. You should be in demand. You should not be from a place of beg, or leading with your wallet. If you are attractive and you can actually get, your stuff together, it is easy for you to have more access to women. But this is not what women admit. Whenever you ask them, what do you want in a man? They never really say, I want a very good looking man. Most times they say, they want a man that is kind, they want this, they want that. But really and truly, they want all those things that they want from a man. Yes, that's true. But they only want it from men that they perceive as attractive, people that they picture themselves with. And usually that is people who are taller, maybe good looking, are fit. So as a guy, if you can work on yourself in all those aspects, I think it can be hugely beneficial. So let's go on.
The equivalent of that is, well, these women just want things from me. It's like, yeah, but if they didn't, they wouldn't be talking to you, dude. So it's like, pick your poison. We both have our struggles to deal with, but ultimately, we have to be useful to others. And a successful man has developed a solution for a problem that many people have. And those people will line up with dollars in their hand to hand it over to that guy for that solution. Okay? So this could be anything from being a successful community plumber to being a startup entrepreneur with the next app that's going to solve a social crisis. It could be anything, but you need to be able to solve many people's problems, and many people will need to want things from you in order to be successful. That's learning how to sail. And the third component is plotting a course. This is really important, is every man needs to have an overarching mission to his life. This is important because when we're out in the open sea, it's where there are no features of land, it's very easy to get lost. And how did the navigators of old traverse the wastes? By looking at the stars, because the stars relative to the earth move in very fixed patterns. We also will be blown off course by currents and weather. And if we don't have a star to sail by, it's going to be very difficult to get ourselves back on course. And we can't get ourselves back on course if we, of course, we never had a course to begin with. So the overarching mission to a man's life also prevents him from doing stupid things with respect to women, like making women the center of his life. The fastest way to lose a woman is to make her the center of your life. Because women want a guy who's on his shit. They want a guy with ambition, with drive, with purpose. They don't want to be that ambition, drive, or purpose. They want to be next to the guy with those things and to enjoy the fruits of all of that ambition, drive, and purpose. But if the woman becomes the ambition, drive, and purpose, then functionally the whole operation begins to fall apart. And this also helps a guy to resist the urge to appease in moments of crisis with a woman, because it can very much happen in the course of a relationship where an unhappy woman might make certain unreasonable demands of a man. Either you work too much, you spend too much time at work, so either you need to spend more time at home or I'm walking, for instance. Well, of course, him working so much is part of the reason why she was attracted to him to begin with. Him working so much is what got him the money and the houses and the reputation that made it likely that she chose him over all her other options. She doesn't say when she goes out to dinner or on vacations or when she drives her car that it's too bad that the guy works so much. And if this man in that moment were to cater to that woman's demand and he were to lose both his professional reputation and success and the relationship, he would deserve it. That would be his foible. And that's where men are mostly weak, is a lot of guys find it very difficult to stand up to a woman's negative emotionality, whether it's their anger and their upsetness, or their tears, or their guilt tripping, or their shaming. All men, it seems, have an emotional thumbscrew. There's like one emotion, for whatever reason, is particularly difficult for them to bear. And if a woman sticks around you long enough, she's going to figure out what that emotion is. And if she twists the screw on that particular emotion and you bend and you appease and you change as a consequence of attempting to avoid that temporary pain and discomfort of coming into contact with that unpreferred emotion, what you will do is create a monster in your relationship, because you'd be training this woman unconsciously to know that whenever she really needed to get what she wanted, all she had to do was hurt you in this way.
And she loses respect.
She loses respect, and the guy feels even less appreciated as well, because she often doesn't even want the thing that she's demanding in that moment. So it's just not a bad, it's a very bad idea. Let's put it that way. So that's what men have to do to attract a woman. They have to build a ship, which is to develop an extrapolated, interesting, emotionally compelling lifestyle. They have to learn to sail, which is they have to develop expertise and skills that are of use to other people. And they have to plot a course. They need to have an overarching mission to their life, something that is more important to them than, I guess, anything else, really. It has to be more important than anything else. If it's not, then a woman will figure out what that other thing will be, and that will be your downfall. That will be your downfall.
So you've told us what women can do to get the man they want. And you've told us what men could do to get the women they want. But there's more to it, isn't there?
Of course.
The game.
Oh, yeah, the game is infinite.
I can be a wealthy, handsome man with a great future, sitting at a bar on Saturday night, and nothing's going to happen for me. Right?
Correct. Especially if you're a man.